Good evening, everyone. I was told from last night's video that my voice is not very loud. I have misplaced my little microphone that clips on my collar or lapel. I'm in the process of downsizing, getting rid of 99% of my stuff and preparing to move to Europe. And I have no idea where that little microphone is, so I am sitting right on top of the phone, the camera, hoping you can hear me better. And I apologize that the volume was not very good last night. So if it looks like I'm in your face, I'm in your face, and that's why. And with this new camera, I don't know which direction to look. It looks like I'm looking over to the side, but actually I'm looking right straight into it. And something else on this thing, whenever I click video mode, it starts running all by itself, and I don't like that. I like a few seconds to get in position and get ready and get all my books and everything ready to go. It doesn't give me that time. It starts as soon as I tap on video. So I gotta maybe figure out how this thing's supposed to work, because obviously I don't know how. The one tonight is going to be short, and I'm not really going to do a lot of commentary. I'm just going to read a few verses. Last night it was just the opposite. It was almost all commentary, even though I did give you a lot of verses down in the description box below the video. A lot of verses, and I hope you all that watched that video did look up those verses and read them, because they are paramount to the message that I had yesterday, the message that God gave me yesterday. What wasn't something I had, it was all God's work. And today I don't have a message. I just got some verses that I know God gave to me, because my life is a mess right now. I sold a property that I really loved, a beautiful property out in the country with all kind of nut trees and berries and fruit trees and so forth. I just physically, I could not take care of it anymore, and I didn't want to get rid of it, but getting rid of it was the right thing to do, because it was messing with my mind to see it not manicured and taken care of the way I was used to always taking care of it. So it was time for a new owner to get it and let them enjoy it the way I enjoyed it for 11 years. So I've got a lot going on here. I am in the hotel where I'm staying in order to prevent being homeless. It's a nice place, but goodness, this place is expensive, and I don't want to spend a penny more here than I have to. I am anxious to get out of here, waiting on my pet passport, and as soon as I get that, then I'll be out of here, along with Kitty Callie, and she's the same spot she was at yesterday, right over here to my left, asleep on the couch in the hotel room. She has adjusted to be an indoor kitty pretty good. I had to buy her a litter box because she always did her business outside before, but she's adjusted to being an indoor kitty pretty good, and I look forward to having her in my life for the rest of my life, or close to it anyway. I think I'll get raptured out of here, and I don't know what God is going to do with all of our pets when we get raptured out of here. I hope she gets raptured with me. I don't want her to be left behind with all the evil that will be in the world then. My oldie boy, my little dachshund, died August 5th, so he's gone, and I miss that little guy a bunch. He and I were buddies. But let me get reading to you here, and I'm going to read to you from two parts of the Bible that you probably don't frequent very often. I know I don't. I have read the Bible countless times, so I have read these verses before many times, but it's just reading and not thinking about what I was reading is mostly when I used to read the Bible from cover to cover every year, I wasn't reading the Bible, I was just looking at words. And God has forgiven me for that, but that's the way it was for a long time. And now I'm sure I read the Bible 2 or 3 times each year as much as I read it, but I don't read it cover to cover. I don't have any program for reading it. I just read it as God directs me to. So I go all over the place, but I read the Bible a lot. But let me give you what He gave me, and I hope this will kind of encourage and make your day a little bit better. It did mine. You know, the world is such a mess. There's enemies of the United States all over the world. There's enemies of Christians in even more places than there are enemies of America. It kind of gets overwhelming at times. But God is God. God is on His throne. He always will be. And this first reading tonight is from 1 Kings. When's the last time you read something from 1 Kings? And it's talking about Elijah. And Elijah was one of few people that never died. He got raptured out. He was a prophet. He was a servant of the Lord. He fought many battles for the Lord. And King Ahab and Jezebel was after him. And that's kind of the setting for where we start here in the few verses that I'm going to read. And this is, y'all excuse me, I wasn't doing this till I started talking. And I go all day without talking. Well, I talk to Callie some, but that's about it. Okay, 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 11. And this is God talking to Elijah after Elijah was telling God, as if God didn't already know, all the bad stuff that Ahab and Jezebel was telling him and doing to him or trying to do to him. Y'all read the whole story to get all the context, but I'm just going to read starting at verse 11. This is God talking to Elijah, and He said, "Go forth and stand up on the mount before the Lord, and behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains and brake in pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice." Bam. Friends, keep the ears, not these ears, but the ear of your heart. Since I'm sitting so close to the camera, you can't see my heart, but it's right down here. Keep the ears of your heart open so you can hear God's still small voice. This old world, we need to be attentive to the words of God. And He doesn't come to us in hurricanes and strong winds and fires, stuff like that. And the other verse I'm going to read to you just kind of backs up what I just said. Psalm chapter 46, verse 10, and it says, "Be still and know that I am God." Bam again. The old world is messed up. News has our minds scattered in a million different places. Seeing what's happening to our country, seeing what's happening to our world, makes it hard to concentrate on God. We need to be still and know that He is God. We need to let the ears of our hearts listen so that we can hear God's still small voice. That is where our comfort and peace will come from. And if you read the rest of that scripture from 1 Kings that I gave you a few from, you'll hear the rest of the story for Elijah. It turned out good for him. And I hope you'll read it. I'm not going to put all of that in the comment section and the description box below, but I will put the scriptures that I read to you in the description box below, so you'll have that reference to at least get started. And then don't go by what I give you, go by what God gives you, because He'll give you a whole lot better and a whole lot more than I gave you. God bless you, friends. I'll talk to you maybe again tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know when. I've got some more reading, some more studying I'm going to do as soon as I get this video uploading. And until I get in it, and until I start consulting with God, I don't know if He's going to have me share that with you or not, but I've got more studying to do before I go to bed. So there may be more tonight, may not be any till tomorrow, may not be any tomorrow. That just, whatever God tells me to do, that's what I do. Love you. Talk to you later.